I think for me, hybrid cloud is very much about how an end user and enterprise is going on their journey of digital transformation or whatever, their transformation of their internal infrastructure. And I think hybrid cloud for me means that customer has got they're in varying stages of their development of their IT infrastructure, and what they actually require is that all to work seamlessly with each other. So you've got customers where they've got co-location, and it's still a big part of their requirement for their legacy infrastructure, and then you've got their new world applications and their new business tools and new strategic applications sitting in cloud. And cloud, when I say cloud, I mean some infrastructure provided by somebody that is not their own infrastructure, and that's maybe on a pay-as-you-go or a capacity rented model. And those environments need to talk to each other. They need to be seen as one environment. They need to be connected, and they need to be managed in the same way as that physical infrastructure that maybe they used to own and that they did traditionally with CapEx. So, hybrid to me is just about how those environments integrate with each other. I mean, I think we as an organisation have tried to build our product portfolio that in a way that it lends itself to those challenges that those organisations are facing. So the data centre today for me is not just about being a data centre where typically someone turns up and installs a load of kit in a rack, and the data centre provider pretty much just makes sure that it's cooled and it's the power is always on, and those traditional things that you would see from a data center. So I think today, data center providers need to provide those added value services. So, there is that move into cloud, having an infrastructure as a service platform, having storage as a service, backup as a service, all those ancillary services that kind of, wraps around the data center to allow those customers really to pick and choose what services lend themselves to what they're trying, their business goals and objectives. And some of that also turns into connectivity, and making sure that the connectivity is the right type of connectivity, so that organisation, if they so choose, can interconnect themselves into the relevant hyperscalers, whether it be AWS, Azure, or SoftLayer. So I think, from a data center perspective, it's about that wider service piece. So software defined, like everything, can mean different things to different people. And if I think about Node 4 and how we've utilised some of that technology, we use software defined networking inside our infrastructure. Our hypervisor is VMware. We use Cisco ACI. ACI in its core is a software defined network. However, in slightly different with Cisco is that it's backed up by hardware components as well. So it's that hybrid of SDN. It's a hybrid of SDN. It's software and physical equipment, but ultimately it gives more flexibility than what the true sense physical, traditional physical infrastructure would give. And in lots of ways, software defined is about flexibility of delivery, and how you can use components that sit inside the compute layer and not the physical layer. And in certain scenarios, that allows you to deliver services that you wouldn't typically have been able to deliver before. And the way in which that we use it certainly allows us to give greater flexibility to how we deliver services to customers, both from a security perspective and a physical interconnect perspective. And moving on from that with software defined in other technologies, again, to me, it is an inevitability that certain components will move to that type of infrastructure, because it will give greater flexibility and scalability in how end users adapt and use those technologies.